There you go. We barely hear you.
I need to set up my new thing.
Yeah,
You don't have it set up?
Where my audio is coming from.
I don't know, Shayne, I've got a lot going on this week.
I hear you.
There's been a couple things that happened.
Hold on just a minute. That reminds me. I got to get my beer.
Yeah, I brought a whole bottle of wine this time.
Yeah, girl.
Uh,
It won't let me use.
Yeah, where is your camera?
It's
Liz?
trying to use the laptop one versus my other one. The laptop one's too close to my face.
it's fine. We like your face. It's fine.
I feel like I'm all forehead.
Look at me, for God's sake. Golly. You kidding me?
Why? Oh, I'm like, it's still not working.
There you go. Looking good, Tara.
Ceiling fan.
Oh yeah. Roll. That's perfect. Ooh. Your sound's coming in nice and clear. Are you using the headset?
I don't know. I did set up. Hold on. Let me show you on my.
It's loud. It's in a good way. I mean, yeah, boy.
Hello out there, world.
All right. You don't have to talk into the top of it. You can talk into the front of it. It's
all over.
It's omnidirectional.
How do you connect it? Sorry, y'all.
Okay, we'll have like a nice basement series thing. Roll in the music. Of the basement series for nonprofits, and actually episode 2 got screwed up. We had technical difficulties because I banged my microphone last time. So this is a redo of episode 2.
Welcome.
Shayne Floyd. I'm here with my friends.
I'm Lauren Holzer.
Tara Pawlowski. And this is part 2 of part 2.
True. Hashtag quarantine life. We were just talking when you stepped away, Lauren. Hashtag quarantine life.
Yeah.
So very much so.
Pound quarantine.
That shows
yeah,
your age,
that's
Shayne.
the way you say.
I missed it.
I said that shows your age. You don't say the pound with the hashtag. Yeah.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, default speaker has changed. This needs to go away. Whatever's on my screen, it's being recorded.
We don't see.
Amazing.
Look
Okay,
at
fine.
my head.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
You should try putting on a hat with those things.
Me or Lauren?
Me.
Lauren with her head's like twice the size it normally is.
Those are big earphones. If you want to get something more stylish, we can work that out. Pink.
I love
pink
it.
headphones.
I love it. No, it's
I
great.
always think it's funny.
One of my friends calls, it's Thursday. We normally try to do these podcasts on Friday. A little happy hour, 4:00 on Friday is fun. But, Thursday is Little Friday. So
And it's Thirsty Thursday.
it is. And we're going to go ahead and just start the weekend. It's a long weekend.
Don't worry, guys. I have the whole bottle. So
Today it's appropriate. We work for a company called Blackbaud, for those of you who are joining for the first time, and we're going to be talking about lots of different stuff. One thing we'll talk about is Blackbaud software. We want to give tips and tricks on Razor's Edge and Financial Edge and whatever else products we feel like talking about. We're also going to talk about nonprofit issues in general. We're going to have guest clients or guest speakers come on and join us and talk through different things, give us their expertise. But yeah, part of what we want is for you guys to get to know us and our company a little bit better, and just, we want to keep things fun because, work needs to be fun. It's been a little bit of an interesting week for Blackbaud. Like most companies in the world who've been dealing with this pandemic thing, we're trying to make adjustments to keep ourselves healthy financially. So we're taking those steps, and it's been a little bit of a tough week for us, and some of our friends and loved ones have been impacted, and We're rooting for everybody. I feel really blessed and fortunate that I don't know anybody who's actually died from this thing. We have had some colleagues who got sick, got the COVID virus, and
Yeah.
have made it out the other side. And I'm so happy for them and proud of them for fighting through it. And just feeling really thankful right now for the friendships we have and for the jobs we have. And regardless of all this stuff, we remain passionate about helping our clients out. And that's really kind of what started us on this podcast endeavor, is trying to figure out how do we help these clients get more use from their Blackbaud software and just learn about tips and tricks on software, but also strategies that seem to be working out there. So sorry, I'm a little long-winded this afternoon. Appreciate you
We're
guys putting up
also,
with me.
I think we need to talk about our equipment.
Yes, all of our brand new equipment that we
Yeah,
have.
boy.
So in addition to changes of work, we have new equipment, which is really exciting for us. And I literally just set it up and we're testing it all out. I'm styling these very fashionable headphones and enjoying some new mics and testing out some stuff. So we're feeling pretty cool today.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
All
All right, so-
professional grade microphone.
I'm wireless headset. I mean, I could really move
Oh,
anywhere for this
yeah.
Oh,
podcast.
see,
Look at you.
setting the new standards. She's got game.
Trendsetting.
I can do the dishes when I'm on phone calls these days.
That's right. That's when you know you've made it.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Actually, they've
Okay.
been talking a lot about working from home for all these different companies. I saw that Facebook has actually said indefinitely people can just work from home
Same with
forever.
Twitter, I think.
Yeah. Salesforce and a couple other tech companies have said that you can stay home until the end of the year.
Mhm.
So that's pretty interesting. I think when we all went into this, we thought it's 3 months and we'll move on with our lives. But this is definitely changed the world in a lot of different ways. And it'll be interesting to see how it's changed. But you have to have cloud software now as any organization, because that's where we're moving. More people are going to be able to work or want to work from home. And yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
even from, the finance side of the house, you've got clients or prospects that we're working with that are physically having to go in their offices to cut checks and like run different processes because they just don't have access to stuff. And you think, how easy we can do it. And just in weird times like this, these are things you don't even think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. That's very true. Well, what's everybody drinking today?
Ooh, one of my favorite things in life is a peach. Okay.
Really?
Oh my God.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh yeah, I love peaches. And this is what I've got today from down the street. I could walk over to Edmund's Oast, but I didn't today, but I got this at the store. This sour,
Nice.
Sour
apricot
apricot.
peach.
Do you eat
Interesting.
peaches with or without the skin?
I take the skin off, and I have a little story about that. It's so interesting you asked that. I see you shaking your head. I'm not opposed to skin, but my dad, when he was a little boy, he had an allergic reaction. He ate a peach with the skin on, and he had an asthma attack and almost died. So he has this major phobia of peach skin. And my whole life, we never ate with the fuzz.
That's fair. That's fair.
I honestly just wondering and curious about it. It was probably the pesticides they used.
Yeah, it probably.
This was back in the 40s, or no, this would have been in the 30s, maybe. I don't know. It was probably the pesticides, but
I'm allergic to peaches and pears
completely.
and plums and apple. Anything that has a peel you can eat.
Oh,
Really?
no.
And I've
You
read
peel it, you can't eat it.
no, but if you bake it, I can eat it. So like if you bake
Ooh.
it or like put it in like a syrup or something so it breaks down. So I've read that it's actually like a
Interesting.
reaction to something else that you're allergic to that is on the plant. Like your body reacts to the allergens. It's really weird. It's a very annoying allergy though, because
Oh
I would
God.
love to eat a peach.
Oh
or a
my gosh,
plum.
peaches.
I was
Oh.
gonna say, can we ask what the allergy is? Is it like your mouth like
It's itchy.
inflames or?
Yeah, my mouth gets swollen and itchy, and my lips get swollen and itchy, and I sneeze. It's never been anything severe, but I also just steer clear. I've tried to eat
Yeah.
organic pears, and I love pears, but I can't eat them. And so I tried to eat organic one time, and Benadryl 2 minutes later.
Oh gosh, that's
Well, at least
awful.
you can eat apple pie because that's
Yeah.
cooked, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Peach pie, peach cobbler.
Oh,
Yeah.
peach
Oh
cobbler,
God,
so good.
I'm gonna pull up some great pictures of peaches. Oh man, this is okay. Here we go. This is. I promise this.
You about to share something?
Yeah, this podcast is not going to get political. But what just happened? Oh, I shared the wrong. Is it showing my screen?
Yeah, we see Trump.
You see this guy? Oh my God, classic. But look at this. Look at this. Just the colors.
They're
Don't
beautiful.
you just love peaches?
They're very beautiful.
Oh, there's a whole Shutterstock page full of peaches. Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me stop with that. I'm
This
getting
could be a
carried
part
away here.
that gets edited out.
Yeah.
What you drinking, Lauren?
God.
What you drinking?
What are you drinking? I'm sorry.
All
about
right.
that.
So I'm drinking a red wine, Klein
It
Pinot
looks like gold. It looks like you're drinking gold.
Klein Pinot Noir. This was a gift from my friend because I did have a rough week. I saw her last night. We took a walk and she pulled some wine out of her car. So that was really sweet.
Nice.
So I'm enjoying it today.
That's a good.
That's
present.
awesome. I'm drinking Żywiec, which is Polish beer that is easy to get a hold of here in Chicago.
Nice.
You always
So-
drink beers that I can't pronounce. Was that the same one as last time, or
Nope.
that's a
I
different
just
one?
try to,
You
ones
try to-
that you need a little accent to say.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
That's good. Good stuff.
Representing that Polish side.
Yeah. I actually was working with an AE today and he was like, I see you have a Polish last name. And I was like, yes. And he's like, I am married to a Polish lady. And I was like, tell me more. So we definitely had some things in common, which was kind of fun.
That is fun. That's super
Yeah.
fun. That's great.
Well, do y'all want to jump into some software? We could do that for a few minutes, and then
Yeah.
I think last time what we talked about was the opportunities and moves management, pipeline tracking.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing piece of functionality that people don't use very often. And yeah, let's just talk about it. And you guys, as a reminder for anybody who may have missed episode 1, Lauren and Tara were both Blackbaud clients before they came to work at Blackbaud. So they've sat in on the front lines of raising money and running a nonprofit. So I guess we kind of frame it up, and from their practical experience, how would they use these tools if they were back in those chairs doing those functions, those roles? So Lauren, do you want to take it? I think you had prepped some stuff that last time we jumped into this.
Yeah, I would love to take it, except you won't let me share my screen.
Oh, get out of here. I have to give you permission.
Shayne has all the power in the world.
Yeah. This is really going well, guys. We're
Wow. Luke is going to have his hands full trying to edit this thing.
Luke was like, I don't really even know how to edit video, but so I got to figure that out
Oh, yeah.
now.
It'll be fine. This is gonna be his first assignment. Will be the toughest for sure. Is it letting you share now?
Let's see. Yes. All right. Let me share that. Give me one sec. Was it raining at your house?
Right now it's not, but oh man, the flood we had. It wasn't yesterday. I think it was 2 days ago. Oh boy.
It's raining here.
Yesterday, I remember hearing like crazy thunderstorms on a call with anybody in Charleston.
Yeah. Was it? Okay, maybe it was yesterday. Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Man.
So thinking about like opportunities and kind of talking about this whole remote work thing actually kind of goes in hand. With Razor's Edge and XT, everybody has a work center, and your work center is sort of your one-stop shop for everything you're doing with your clients or your prospects or even those individuals you're just commonly talking to. So in your opportunities in Razor's Edge NXT, this is where you would track those asks you have out for them. So maybe I'm talking to James here about a proposal that we're working on. Same thing with Joseph. So I can open an opportunity, and this opportunity is a place where I'm going to be able to see everything about that ask. So as it's opening up, you'll see a couple things. We see what exactly it is that we're asking for. We see the status of that particular opportunity. So are we in the stewardship phase, the cultivation stage? And at your organization, you will be able to set those statuses up for yourself. So I have all kinds of different statuses, but you'll be able to create your own statuses that make sense for your cultivation or stewardship cycles. We have a start date here. And then as you scroll down, you can also see things like the funding, what was asked, what was expected, what was actually funded, have some custom fields, and then even apply actions to these opportunities or proposals. So you can see the whole life cycle of it. So I think of opportunities for a major gift proposal or even an annual gift where you're going to track, you know what, I'm going to talk to them about this. I'm going to meet him at Starbucks. I'm double checking that he's interested in giving that gift. We had that meeting, and then I'm going to follow up with him. And then once we give him that proposal and he does commit that gift, we can even add an action to do something like send him a progress report. We can send him a progress report on that gift. So all of that is within the opportunity. And I simply went from my work center to the opportunities tab. I opened up an opportunity and it all lives right here within that opportunity itself.
Well, and I would kind of add just like the ease of use and the fact that you own this work center and everything that applies to the people or the organizations that you're working on is all in one place. And you can look at it from that individual standpoint, even down to the opportunities, which Lauren is showing us now, and then just continue to kind of drill through that kind of native thought process that you're having of, okay, well, let me see where I stand today. Oh, I have a question about this particular one. Boom, the flyout window comes out versus I'm running 3 different reports and I'm having to, just pull a list and figure out who these people are. Like you're not having to do all of that legwork. The information's there. It's just a matter of navigating through it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it on the individual record. So if I open up Robert's record here, I want to ask him for an annual gift or major gift. I can actually scroll through here. So go through all the information I have about him. Of course, contact him from the record as we've talked about before. You can even click on his address to get directions to his home. And then as I scroll down, there's all this information that I have about him, but his opportunities live here. And if there is a new opportunity or new ask I want to make, I can add that opportunity right here, create that purpose, the name, add that status, when I'm expecting it all, and then I'm done. And then that lives on his record here. So I just went to his record, I went to the opportunities tile, and then I added the opportunity straight from there. So it is like Tara said, you just click through and you start really building that cultivation that you want. And it's probably difficult to start, but it's all in the software. So it gives you the opportunity to do that with opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking, even kind of dialing it back a little bit to just the whole strategy, or why would somebody track opportunities? There are plenty of clients who have even a robust major gift. I shouldn't say a robust major gift program, but they have a
lot of
major
gifts.
gift officer who goes out and does this, but they don't even necessarily track this in this way. So if you're kind of a beginner at some of these concepts, I mean, in really simple terms, you're trying to assess the health of the organization, the nonprofit, to figure out, okay, how much money do we have in the pipeline? Are we cultivating these people? Are we making the ask? There are many people out there who are wealthy and philanthropic who will give if you just ask them, and they don't get asked, therefore they don't give. So if you sort of structure it even in really simple terms, and I think in the example Lauren showed, it was just 2 or 3 sort of phases, but you could set up whatever structure you want, from introduction to cultivate to I made the ask and now I received the money. Those are just 4 easy, intuitive sort of steps. You can decide what those stages are. But as people move through that pipeline, and this is how for-profit companies work, of course, they track a pipeline of revenue they expect to come in. In nonprofits who sort of have their business in order are doing the same thing, right? They're organized on it and tracking it to see, well, gosh, we're behind the 8 ball. We have not been staying in touch with these donors. We've gotten so busy with our day-to-day task and putting fires out, we've forgotten about the the big picture. So this kind of helps you when you log into Razor's Edge, for example, you right away, you can set it so that you land on your work center. You can even go to the overview and kind of see, well, here's the pipeline. We've got X amount of dollars that have been asked, and we've got a funnel of revenue that's going to be flowing in. Not every ask is going to result in a gift, right? But you've got a healthy pipeline, and some of those are going to come through. You can start studying it.
There are reports along the lines of what you're saying, Shayne. If you go into your reporting for fundraising, so go to the top of your Razor's Edge NXT Omnibar, go to fundraising. In that drop down, there is reporting. If you go into the reporting area, there's a whole set of dashboards around opportunities. And it does exactly what you're saying, Shayne. It gives you how many opportunities you have, how much has been asked, how much you're actually expecting come through, because as Shayne said, you don't expect everything to come through. So you make your best guesstimate, and then how much has actually been funded at this point. And you can set filters on all those little components within the opportunity, what stage it's in, when it's asked, when it's been expected. And as I scroll down, that status here, you can see what's in what status. And if I wanted to see what's in cultivation, maybe I need to start following up. I have time to start planning my next steps. If I click on that on the right-hand side now, it builds me a list of just those opportunities. I can expand this by just clicking here and dragging it. And here I see those opportunities right here on the right. So there's all kinds of different little ways that you can report on where you are with these opportunities, which is really impactful for your business. And it gives you the opportunity to be smart about what your next steps are, where you might see a gap, and where you might want to work on it. I think, Tara, I don't know about you, but we used a spreadsheet for this. What did you guys do?
Yeah, I was about to say, so I worked at, a day school. So we're talking kindergarten through 8th grade, really small, like 500 was our main set of donors. We're looking at our parents trying to extend to the grandparents. But when I was using Razor's Edge, NXT wasn't a thing. So it was very much, let me pull a spreadsheet. And I was really proud of my export that I put together, but we just weren't tracking it in the system. And it was my director of development that was basically doing the asking. She was our major gift officer, and there's two other people in development. And so she's sending emails, and I'm just manually putting the information in, where I can only imagine how much smoother things would have been, and just being able to predict better, where we just couldn't do that. We weren't getting the information into the system. And so kind of seeing this workflow today, I'm a little jealous, as I am most of the functionality that I could have saved some time on. But I see that, and this could have been something she was using. And, I think a well-oiled machine that has a major gift folks and whatnot, you can still use this if you're not that bigger organization. It can be for your director of development, and they have that workstation, and you're sending them those assignments and kind of getting all this information for them. Because I think also, in my experience, they're not necessarily the ones that are going to be putting in that data. They just have all that information, and you're helping them translate that and make it easier for them to work with.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. One thing we talked about last time, it was this Tom Moore thing. I know I'm switching gears. I'm a little bit drastically switching topics here, but I didn't want to overlook that, because it was, fairly recent. This veteran over in London, I think he's in London, right? He he was turning 100 years old, and he was going to do a walk in his
100 laps around
100 laps at his house for his 100th birthday. So he created a little personal page to raise money for the healthcare workers there, and 33 million bucks this guy raised. Is so cool. 1.5 million supporters. I just love it.
Caught on like wildfire.
Yeah.
And if
cool.
you watch the videos, it's definitely a tearjerker.
Oh yeah, this guy's so cool. Just so unassuming and down to earth, and he's like, yeah, let's help these guys out. 33 million bucks.
It does go to show too, what can become viral, right? And if someone like Captain Tom likes your mission and does something like this, who knows who your next viral fundraiser would be? And all those people that are giving Captain Tom's, fundraiser, like who, I don't know Michael Keel, but he might be NHS's next big donor, right? So this like brings in a whole new audience too, to your nonprofit, which is pretty cool. And he just used JustGiving for it, which is neat.
Yeah, it's a Blackbaud tool. It's my best friend lives over in St. Alban, which is kind of on the outskirts of London, and he's I guess he's been there a year or so. He really hasn't had interacted too much with his neighbors for whatever reason, but he said since this COVID outbreak thing, they've all been walking out in their yards. I think he said it's at 5 o'clock every day, and they clap for the healthcare workers. It's like in honor of them, to support them, and it's resulted in people within 6 feet apart. They've talked a little bit. He's gotten to know his neighbors for the first time, but anyway, point being, it sounds like people are very supportive of healthcare workers and the stuff they're going through and dealing with right now over there. And I think the same is true in the U.S. But I love that here about that sense of community they've got going.
Yeah, I would say I know my neighbors way more now that we're socially distant than before, which is weird.
Isn't that interesting?
It's so I think part of it is just we're all my neighborhood is full of really like young families who have kids, or you don't yet have kids, but you're always out and about, right? And I think the fact we've all been at home has forced us to say hi a little bit more, and it's been really nice. I've really enjoyed the sense of community. Now, Shayne, I thought you were going to say your friend lived on the outskirts of London and saw this old man walking around 100 times in his garden.
No, he probably could.
That would have been cool too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? I know we kind of short on topics. I didn't plan a lot for this week, but we can touch on another thing if you guys want, or we can just go back to shooting the shit. I don't care.
Well, I think we should just shoot the shit.
Let's do that. Yeah, my yard got pretty flooded this week. What other interesting tidbits do I have for you? Oh, I painted my shed. It looks like a lemon. Although I love peaches, I went with the lemon.
So you painted your shed
yellow?
House
yellow? Your house is
my house is like a yellow, like a light.
Oh yeah,
muted sort of yellow.
Yeah.
But the garage, I'm considering painting the house a bright yellow. You know Aga Sweeta?
Yeah.
Tara's met her. Okay, you already know. She said you should paint it lemon. I said no way. And then I don't know. I just decided to try it out on the garage. I wish I could show you. Hold on a second. It's not bad. I'm gonna probably keep working on the garage. I don't want to paint. I'll do almost anything here except paint. You guys couldn't see the yellow, could you? I couldn't get the computer.
Oh, in the garage? Yeah. We saw
you
it.
did?
We saw it. It's yellow.
Yeah.
It's like the outline of this Zoom screen. Is that green or mine looks yellow?
Oh yeah.
See.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh, of like the individual things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much highlighter yellow, but it's yellow.
It's quite yellow.
Yeah. So we'll see. I envision a nice vine growing up the side of it. It's gonna. It might be beautiful.
Are you going to paint your house?
Well, that's the thing. Is if son of a gun. Speed port keep up.
What are you hitting something?
Yeah,
that messes up because it's totally like fine, and then all of a sudden it's like shh.
Oh my God, that's annoying. And why? And now it's got this thing on the screen. Your default microphone has changed. What were you asking? What did you ask me?
Are you gonna paint the outside of the house?
Oh, so if I get used to the shed and I like it, I'll paint the house the same color. But right now,
you're not used to it.
Seems like a long shot. It seems like
it's an accent.
Here's the problem with like crafts for me. I'll get to the point where I start the shed and I'm like, dang it, I don't like this color, but I'll have to go get a new color, start all over.
Yes.
It'll take another week to do that. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get done with it. Then I get done with it.
You just commit.
I hate it and I got to redo it.
Yeah.
Or
That's
you just
exactly
sit and try to convince yourself that you like it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is another option. Like I painted tile in my bathroom, which was a disaster.
Oh,
Don't
gosh.
try it.
Oh gosh.
What'd you like? Just straight colors, or were you like trying to be all artsy on your tile?
I was trying to be artsy on the tile by doing a stencil. So the first step.
Oh, okay. All right. So you weren't just painting the tiles over with standard.
Well, I was painting the tile over so then I could put the stencil on it.
Oh.
But either way, I don't get how people do that, because there's all over the blogosphere, like, you can do this, but it does not work. And
Don't believe everything you read on the internet,
yeah,
Lauren.
Pinterest is so I like started like peeling up, and then Adam just went in there one day. He's like, I think that we're done with here. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But I wouldn't let it go. And then I finally was like, fine. And he just like went like this, and it all came off. I mean, it literally like, all peeled off.
Oh, that's obnoxious.
And I was like, I can't believe
How
this
much
shit.
time did you spend on that?
Oh, hours.
Oh God, that's awful.
And I was like,
And
this
it
is
just
why I don't
peeled
do
off.
crafts.
I don't consider those crafts. That's like
Oh.
It's like DIY home projects.
DIY
Craft is
home. That's not a
like,
craft. Yeah, that's
you know,
way
making
beyond
a
craft.
picture with your kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, you're right.
Exactly.
I'm just like not good at. I would just rather pay somebody if I can, you know, or
Totally.
just live
Yeah.
with it the way it is.
Totally. So this, I think we probably talked about this before, Lauren. That book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Oh
Have
yeah,
y'all read that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's a whole. I mean, that book is really dense. It's hard to get through. But
Yeah.
one of the point I took away from it, one of the major points is gumption. The idea of gumption, where you something like that you don't really know how to do. In the case of the book, it's motorcycle maintenance, obviously, but you know, you just get in there and figure out how to do it. And instead of just half-assing it, you actually take the time to do it right. So like if the paint messed up, if you didn't like the color, you'd strip the paint or redo it and do it right, so that in the end, you're like, well, that was a lot of extra work.
That sounds
But
like
it
not a
feels-
book for me.
It feels really good. Yeah. Well, so most things Courtney and I talked about this the other day. Courtney Casca, she has, they just got a brand new air conditioner, you know, and Levi was saying, well, I don't know how to get air conditioner. Luckily, I know somebody who knows how to do it. But, you know, do we have time to learn how to manage an air conditioner? No way.
Nobody wants to
I'm
do that.
hiring somebody. There's no way I'm going to have gumption about an air conditioner.
Hey, nobody got
Hiring
time for that.
Nobody.
Ain't nobody.
No,
Nobody.
we're good at our jobs for a reason,
Yes.
and there are people that are good at those jobs.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
I did learn how to put in a good fence. I did that one time. I'm not a fence guy, but you know, I put it in and it was all wonky. It was like, you know, it's not straight. And I could have just said, forget it, you know, but I dug the post out. I had already cemented the post in there. I was so mad. I was just furious, but I dug them out. I got it all straight. And when it was all said and done, I was like, that feels pretty
You felt
good.
really good about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt really good. That thing's still straight. When I go and check that fence out, it's like, oh man. that's
I
good.
think it's like people who are bakers and cookers, chefs.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, like some people are really good at like following the recipe and doing it right. And some people are really good at just like trying to throw a bunch of stuff together and going with their instinct. And
Yes.
I think that's me. I think I'm good at the instinct part.
Yeah,
The following the book is very hard for me.
I'm the same. I agree.
I'm the same. I don't know if my gut instinct when it comes to cooking is always accurate, and I question some of the dishes that come out, but I'm just like, I don't want to have to rewash that. This seems like a half a
Yeah.
cup.
Yeah, same. I'm like, that looks about right.
Oh.
right.
I'm like,
Right.
I've got a good eye for this stuff. And then I'm like,
Well, remember we talked about that martini last week?
Yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
so I made an Ina recipe. I haven't eaten it yet, but I made it today at lunchtime. I made like a lasagna, one of her lasagnas. I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm gonna pop it in the
Cool.
oven tomorrow.
That's
That
good.
sounds
I'll
I
let you
made-
know how it
yeah.
goes.
After your cocktail or our cocktail conversation last week, I ended up making, because we didn't have all the ingredients, like she said would be lying around my house, was not. So I ended up doing, and this was based off, this is my friend's new favorite cocktail, but basically just tequila and ginger beer with a splash of lime.
Ooh, that sounds
Mm.
good.
Phenomenal. Called Mexican Mule. And like
Oh, okay.
this tequila has been in our house probably since we moved in together, which was like 2014. We're not drinking tequila on a weekly basis. And
Yeah.
so within 2 days, the rest of that bottle was gone.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a winner.
I was like, for us that we don't drink tequila and it's been in here forever, I was like, man, I miss tequila now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
some more
Tequila.
We'll have to put that in the show notes. That
That's a
recipe.
good one.
That'll
Oh,
that'll draw
yeah.
in the crowd right there. Hashtag.
And it's just
tequila.
1 for 1. 1 for 1. One big old shot of tequila, 1 big old shot of ginger beer, and just squeeze in a lime. Or when I ran out of limes, I just put in lime juice.
I like it.
Like
So
that squeezable. Yeah.
We should
gotcha.
talk about next week and like structure, like plan what we want to do, like
Yeah.
what we want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But tell me but let me get my list up and
Well,
would be-
maybe it would be fun if we did a cocktail next week with a recipe.
there we go.
We could just do that one.
Send me so I have,
have
the
tequila.
ingredients.
Well, I don't
I
have
do
tequila
too.
anymore.
Oh, you have.
We'll send
I
you
have
out
to go to the liquor store. So what do you guys have?
I
'Cause
have tequila.
I have to go to the liquor store.
I have bourbon, whiskey, vodka. I think that's
Yeah.
We could do vodka. I have
yeah, I
vodka.
have that. Yeah, me too.
okay.
All right, I'll find a vodka recipe. We
Okay.
could just do the Ina Garden thing again because we didn't do that the last time since we
That's
didn't get the.
Okay,
I
tell
just
me your
lied.
tell me your
and
idea. Okay, so we're gonna
What
do,
was it again?
and I've got campaigns, funds, and appeals. We could we could talk about that all day long.
I nominate you, Tara, for that.
I mean, honestly, I'm happy
She's good at that. Yeah, she's good at it. That's why I said it.
Because I mean, like, those are, I feel like, big time decisions that, like, people don't get enough of the underbelly to know, like, the benefits of why using one is better than the other.
Yeah.
I'm into that.